Hey, welcome to today's video where we're going to take a look at this 2005 GM instrument cluster where we swapped the microcontroller on it. Now this one's a little bit different than my other videos I've done on doing the microcontroller swaps because until now I hadn't sourced the microcontrollers for it. So whenever I was swapping them, I was just taking a good microcontroller off of a board that was just too heavily damaged to be worth repairing and putting it on another good board because there just wasn't a source for the GM proprietary part number on there. There weren't any of those floating around. That GM part number is 21002558. So that's what this video here applies to. Is any Infineon 21002558 can be swapped with this microcontroller I'm about to show you. I knew this one was bad because it was bulging. It kind of looks like a popped pimple here now because it's got flux on the top of that bulge. So yeah, knew that one was bad. That was a bad microcontroller. Came in for repair. Another technician sent these in to me. It's just something that he doesn't do. He needed it done. So yeah, got the new microcontroller on there. Got it flashed already. This one was a kind of experimental one. He sent it in a box of a bunch of these. If he had told me, I'd have been like, I don't have microcontrollers for these. I had bought this microcontroller probably about 2 months ago, and just now testing it out. I was like, oh well, now I have a 2005 board to test it on, so we're gonna test it. And yeah, everything works. So if you want to see how to do the microcontroller swap or how to program it, just check out. I have other videos on it. I'll link down in the description and probably in a card a playlist of doing that stuff. So that way y'all can refer to that video if you're interested in learning how to do it. But now let's take a look at what we put on the board and just see it working. Just because it's not actually another Infineon 21002558. And by the way, if you email Infineon asking them about any of these proprietary part numbers, these ones that are not off the shelf parts, they're just going to tell you that they don't have any data on it and refer you to the manufacturer. And then they say, even if we did add data for it, we wouldn't give it to you because it's their intellectual property. Totally understand it. It sucks, but that's just the way it is because we don't have right to repair laws. So yeah, maybe we should get those out, especially when you're just putting a proprietary number on there just to hide what it is. So it's not. This is not actually. There's no proprietary die in here. Everything functions with the off-the-shelf part. So let's take a look at it. We'll see what we actually put on here instead, and just see it functioning. That way, you guys know that I'm not BSing you. Last time I tried to do a video like this where I had I just took a different part number, a different GM part number, and swapped it because I wasn't sure how, I don't have that information. I don't know how GM decided to number them. I didn't know if they were numbered by what boards they're going to go on, or if they're all different ones. Because it was the last time I did this, it was with a Trailblazer of the same generation as I think it was one of these 2005 boards, and tried to swap it, and that did not work. But they had two different part numbers on them. I was hoping they would work because it was able to program it. The flash location was all the same in there. The memory map was the same inside that chip. And it had all the same features, but it still, there was something different on the die. There's something different in the core because even though it would run it, it was not running. It was running as if it was at the wrong clock rate, but they both had the same clock. So I don't know exactly what was wrong with that one. It just didn't work. But yeah, that was the last test similar to this one, but this one is successful. So let's take a look at it and see what we're looking at here. Okay, so I really, just because of the lighting, the way the light is in here, you're not going to be able to read this, but it's a Infineon SAF Xc161cj 1620F. Also, the part number again here. Hopefully that'll focus and you'll be able to read it. Oh, I have it upside down for you guys. I forgot. All right. So there you go. Yeah, that's the part number for it. And yeah, these things are obsoleted, so you're not going to be able to go to like Mouse or DigiKey or anything like that to buy them. But they are still floating around on the internet on various websites where people have new old stock of them and recycled ones have been pulled off of other boards. So these do exist out in the wild. You can buy them, and they do work. I've also don't. So I said that you can't source this chip out in the wild. There are some floating around out there, but they are not genuine. They're something else. It is the same pinout. It's got the same thing printed on it, but I'm pretty sure they're just counterfeits. So yes, I do have some that I had ordered. I think I can't remember where I ordered them. I think it was like Hong Kong source or something like that. It was not one of the usual vendors I use, and yeah, when they got here, you could clearly tell from some of the printing on them that they it was missing this batch number down at the bottom. There's no batch number on them. It just has the date code, and everything else looked about the same, other than the depth of the laser etching is definitely off here, and it's missing the batch number on it. So these were not genuine. They wire up correctly. They are something in this family, but whatever it is, it does not have flash memory on it. You can't program it. It won't take a program. If these are genuine and I'm just mistaken on that, then what's happening is the program memory is password protected on these. They were sold as new, so they shouldn't have anything on the flash. But these ones could be recycled ones that just look like they're good. So yeah, these ones they didn't work. They I believe were not genuine, but if they were genuine, they were password protected. But it's a GM proprietary part number there that was on it, and GM has not done any password lock on any of these Infineons. Even though the Infineon does support it, there is you can password protect the flash memory on these. They did GM chose not to. But yeah, let's power this thing up and take a look at it so that way we can just see that this one actually works and it works correctly. So I got them all the way over. So yep, I have it wired up to my little box up here on top of the bench, and we'll just move the coolant temperature around so you see we are moving correctly. Alright, and there is the tachometer working. So all the different features are working correctly on here. That rebooting is just my plug over here, the cables. So yeah, nothing wrong with this. It definitely works correctly, and this is definitely the actual chip. So yeah, I mean, maybe if we had some right to repair laws, everybody would know what this chip was, because they'd have a schematic, and it might actually have the genuine part number on that schematic. But if you're just going with the board that you're using, you really have no way of knowing. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to show, is that this chip does work. So that way, if you run into a situation where you have a 2005, 2006, or 2007 classic GM board, and you want to replace a microcontroller and you can't source any of the ones with GM's proprietary part number on there, just use one of these Infineon SAF Xc161cj 1620F BB. So, yep, that's the part number on it, and it's completely functional. I've not found anything that does not function correctly. It reads its class 2 signal, it reads its square wave signals coming into it, and it can read the EEPROM and write to the VFD driver. It can write to the stepper drivers. Steppers are going in the correct direction, so there's no functionality that I'm not noticing. So everything seems to work with this. I don't believe that GM actually used a proprietary die inside of this one here. I think it's literally just this. Now the generation before it, the 2003 and 2004 boards, those ones, those were definitely a proprietary die, because it is in the C161cj family on that chip. Um, because of the way I'm able to talk to it on Minimon, that's how I know that. But they never made an off-the-shelf one of those with flash memory in it. So it could still be just the off-the-shelf die, but the flash memory is just not is not something that was from the you couldn't buy that from Infineon at the time. So that one was a proprietary chip, and you're only going to find the GM ones with that part number. You're not going to find anything else out there that will work. As far as I'm aware, I'm not aware of anything else that has the same part number, same die, and flash memory inside it. So, yeah, hopefully you guys find this video useful. Hopefully you can take this knowledge and fix some of these boards that they're just, were previously unrepairable. And I'll see you guys in the next video.